happy, happy, happy.
I'll never forget the day I found Happy pecking at something on the street, barely a day old. His tiny head was bleeding, a big scab crusted over his nose, and he was so small he could have fit in the curve of my pinky. I crouched down, heart racing, unsure what to do. A baby bird, alone, injured. How could I just walk away? So I scooped him up, cradling him in my hands, and took him home, hoping I could keep him alive. But the next day, reality hit hard. I wasn't equipped to care for a wild sparrow, and his injuries looked bad. I called a vet, and they confirmed my fears. His beak was damaged, his sinuses too. They said he wasn't releasable, that they'd have to euthanize him unless someone adopted him. My stomach dropped. I couldn't let that happen, so I drove 45 minutes to the vet, picked him up, and promised I'd figure it out. He was my responsibility now. Life took a brutal turn just 2 weeks later. My dog, my best friend for years, died suddenly. Grief swallowed me whole. I'd sit on the couch, staring at nothing, feeling like the world had caved in. But then there was Happy, this tiny bird who needed me every 20 minutes. He'd chirp, loud and insistent, pulling me out of my fog. I had to feed him, keep him warm, keep him alive. So I did. Every day, every hour, he gave me a purpose when I had none. Caring for him wasn't easy. His beak, scarred from that scab, made eating tricky. I'd mash up food, syringe feed him, watching his little body tremble with effort. But he was a fighter. Over weeks, he figured out a workaround, tilting his head to the side to eat instead of pecking straight down. I'd laugh, amazed at his stubbornness. So I named him Happy, because even with his crooked beak, he always looked like he was smiling. As he grew, Happy became my shadow. Everything I did, he wanted in on. I'd sip coffee and he'd hop over, eyeing my mug like he deserved a taste. I'd eat raspberries and he'd nudge my hand, demanding a bite. But sometimes he'd get mad, like when I took too long trimming his beak. He hates that. He'd fly circles around me, chattering like he was cussing me out. I'd apologize, half laughing. "All right, buddy, I'm done." So we'd make up, and he'd snuggle close, pushing his head under my finger like a dog begging for pets. Happy's not just any bird. He's a character, full of quirks that make me smile every day. He's built a nest in my hoodie strings. Yep, I cut up a brand new hoodie just for him. He'd tug at the strings, so proud, like he was building a palace. And every day, he tries to woo me into that nest, fluffing his feathers, chirping like he's saying, "Come on, check out my masterpiece." I'd tease him, "Nice try, buddy, but I'm not moving in." But he never gives up, and that persistence? It's the cutest thing. He's smart, too, way smarter than I ever thought a sparrow could be. At night, he puts himself to bed, hopping into his little corner with a contented chirp. But if people are over, he refuses to miss the party. He'll perch in my hair, pretending it's his bed, just to stay in the action. I'd feel his tiny feet tugging at my scalp and laugh, "Happy, you're ridiculous." So I'd let him stay because how could I not? Living with Happy has taught me so much. He's a non-native species here in California, which is why I can legally keep him. His damaged beak means he'd never survive in the wild, but he's made a home with me. He greets everyone who walks through my door with a cheerful, "Hi," hopping around like the world's tiniest host. But he's got his moods, too. If he's mad, he'll let me know, flapping his wings, giving me that look. I'd say, "I love you, Happy," and he'd soften like he understood. This little bird has changed my life. A year ago, I was drowning in grief, unsure how to keep going. Happy gave me a reason to get up, to care, to laugh again, feeding him, watching him grow, seeing him adapt to his disability. It's been magical. He's not just a pet, he's my buddy, my partner in crime. But sometimes, I worry. Sparrows can live up to 21 years in captivity, and I want every one of those years to be good for him. So I keep learning, keep adjusting, making sure he's got everything he needs. There are moments that stick with me, like when he snuggles close, his tiny body warm against my hand. Or when he pushes my finger, demanding attention, and I realize he trusts me completely. But there's a weight to that trust, too. I'm responsible for him, for keeping him safe and happy. So I check his beak, make sure he's eating right, and give him space to be the curious, feisty bird he is. Happy's emotions surprise me sometimes. He's not just a bird, he feels things. Joy when he's chasing a worm I dangle for him, frustration when I'm too slow with his food, pride when he shows off his nest. I never thought a sparrow could have so much personality, but Happy proves me wrong every day. He's taught me to notice the small stuff, the way he tilts his head, the way his chirps change when he's excited. So I pay attention because he deserves that. Looking back, I can't imagine my life without him. That day on the street, when I saw him struggling, I had no idea what I was signing up for. I was just a guy trying to do the right thing. But Happy turned out to be more than a rescue. He's been my lifeline, my reminder that even when things fall apart, there's still something worth fighting for. So I keep going, for him, for us. Every day with Happy is an adventure. He's still that curious puppy of a bird, wiping his beak on my glasses, stealing bits of my snacks, and making me laugh when I least expect it. But he's also a reminder of how fragile life is, how one small moment, finding him on the street, can change everything. So I hold on to that, and I hold on to him, grateful for every chirp, every nudge, every day we get together.
Happy.
Thank you for watching. If you like the story, feel free to comment, like, and subscribe. See you in the next video.